Inside the grand chamber of the Andari Star Council, a sudden broadcast from Earth shatters centuries of galactic diplomacy. The silence that follows triggers confusion and fear as alien leaders wrestle with the unprecedented act. Meanwhile, on Earth, a commander prepares the final protocol, an unyielding barrier against the galaxy, and utters a chilling promise that shifts the balance of power. The Andari Star Council chamber pulsed with cold blue light, reflecting off crystalline walls that held the weight of millennia. At its center, holograms of countless star systems orbited slowly, symbols of an empire spanning thousands of worlds. Councillor Zal-Rel stood, tentacles trembling. The signal, it came from Earth, the Terran homeworld. They have activated. The gates. A murmur swept the chamber. The gates, ancient interstellar portals linking Earth to the galaxy, had been open for nearly 2 centuries, allowing commerce, diplomacy, and war. But now, the holomap flickered as the star-spanning data streams cut off, one by one. Councillor Merith hissed, voice cracking. All communications severed. In the observation center, sensors blinked dead. Satellite relays blacked out. An entire world had simply closed itself off. Zal-Rel's voice dropped. This is not a withdrawal. This is a declaration. Earth is unreachable. An alien aide stammered. But what of their fleets? Their defenses? The Council watched live feeds from distant outposts near Earth's orbit. Ships sat silent, cloaked, in adaptive nanoshields. No transmissions, no movement protocol. A junior councillor asked. Zal-Rel shook his head, eyes wide. Unknown? This is unprecedented. Thousands of kilometers away, deep inside Earth's subterranean command bunker, Commander Alana Reyes stared into the main viewport. Watching the final gate pulse dim to black, her voice was steady as the transmission to Earth's colonies was sent. Gates shut. No exceptions. No negotiation. Behind her, soldiers armed with electromagnetic pulse generators adjusted their gear. Any unauthorized vessel attempting passage would be met with a nano-EMP burst strong enough to disable even the most advanced starship systems. A defense born from Earth's deep understanding of electromagnetic warfare. A young communications officer asked quietly, "Are we sure? The galaxy won't just accept this." Alana's eyes hardened. "They must. We are done being a corridor, a prize or a weapon. Earth will no longer bleed for the stars." She turned, voice dropping low, more to herself than anyone else. "Let them wonder why the stars went quiet. Let them fear the silence." Back in the Andari chamber, a sudden alert flashed. A visual from a drone near Earth's atmosphere showed a figure standing atop a mountain ridge, gaze fixed at the darkened sky. Commander Reyes's silhouette was framed by the first starless night Earth had known in centuries. Her final words echoed in the Council's hall through a hacked brief broadcast. "We shut our gates. The stars went quiet. And in that silence, you will hear us again, when the time comes." The chamber fell into stunned silence, the weight of her promise settling like a cold shadow. Zal-Rel's voice was a whisper now, trembling but fierce. "The balance has shifted. Earth is no longer the frontier, but the fortress, the hum of the orbital ship." Vigilant thrummed beneath Commander Reyes's feet as she stood in the command center, eyes scanning the vast expanse of dark space beyond the viewport. The void was silent. No chatter, no signals, no ships slipping through the dead gates. "Status report," Reyes commanded, voice tight. Lieutenant Chen's fingers flew over the console. "All sectors remain quiet, Commander. No unauthorized entry attempts detected. The nano-EMP fields remain stable and at full power." "Good." Reyes's gaze hardened. "This silence is no truce. It's a challenge. The galaxy is holding its breath, waiting for us to make the first move." Behind her, Dr. Malik adjusted the settings on the gravimetric sensor array. eyes focused and calculating. The gate's shutdown was a calculated act of war, not with weapons, but with absence. It disrupts trade, politics, even alliances. The galaxy's entire ecosystem is destabilizing. Reyes nodded slowly. We're not just shutting borders, we're rewriting the rules. A sudden alarm sliced through the calm. Incoming transmission, encrypted and unregistered. The communications officer barked. Reyes snapped to attention. Patch it through. Static burst in, then a distorted voice, heavy with alien inflection but laced with raw fear. You have cut us off. Why? What does this silence mean? We are not your enemy. Reyes stared at the screen. Silence is not aggression. It is protection. We no longer serve as the galaxy's crossroads. We guard what is ours, the alien's voice cracked, but by closing the gates you risk isolation and war. A slow, cold smile crossed Reyes's face. Isolation is a weapon, and war will be our last resort. She stepped away, the dim glow of the dead gates casting long shadows across the command deck. We wait. They speak. The stars are quiet now, but silence hides the storm to come. The days bled into nights aboard the Vigilant, and the silence stretched like a shroud over Earth's entire solar system. Deep within the command bunker, Dr. Malik pored over spectral scans of the collapsed communication networks. His fingers traced data lines now frozen, economic exchanges, diplomatic channels, military pings, all dead. Every system that depended on Earth's connectivity is faltering, he murmured. Supply chains disrupted, alliances unraveling. Reyes leaned against a cold steel railing, watching the flickering displays. They underestimated us, thought Earth was a gateway to control or exploit. Instead, we became a locked door. They didn't see the fire behind the silence. Suddenly, the gravity sensors registered a ripple, a subtle distortion in the space-time fold near the outer rim of the dead gates. Grav wave anomaly, an engineer called out. Unregistered vessel attempting to breach. Reyes's eyes narrowed. Initiate countermeasures. Activate nano-EMP grid at Sector 7. On the viewport, the faint shimmer of an incoming ship distorted under the massive EMP pulse. Systems flickered, weapons and engines stuttered. The ship faltered and slipped back into the void, crippled but still alive. The comm crackled. They tried, and they failed. Malik glanced up, voice grim. The galaxy tests our silence. They probe for weakness. Reyes clenched her fists. Let them test all they want. Earth will stand behind its gates, because this silence is our strength, and when the stars go quiet, it means we are listening and waiting. In the darkness beyond, the galaxy held its breath. Earth had shut its gates, and nothing would be the same again. The council chamber of the Threx Dominion flickered to life in shadowy blues and greens. Councillor Cathar paced nervously, tentacles twitching as the silence from Earth stretched into days. The gates remain closed, he said grimly. Their silence is deafening. Elder Manzek's eyes burned with frustration. They sever trade routes, star lanes. Entire systems descend into chaos. We have never seen such defiance. Cathar clenched his claws. This is more than defiance. It is a declaration that Earth controls its destiny and the galaxy must reckon with it. A junior envoy piped up, voice trembling. But what if Earth's silence hides a trap? Their isolation could mask hidden weapons, advanced technologies beyond our knowledge. Manzek's voice grew cold. Then we must prepare. The death world, mentality, sacrifices, brutal tactics may still be at play. The chamber fell into uneasy quiet. Cathar turned to the holomap. We underestimated them. We treated Earth as a backwater, a bridge to conquer. Now they've closed the gates, and we face a silence that screams of power. Suddenly, the main viewer flickered to a broken transmission, distorted but unmistakably human. You may shut your stars and hide behind your fleets, but Earth endures. We do not need your light. We carry our own fire." The chamber erupted. In shocked whispers, Marnzek's voice cut through. "The stars went quiet because Earth chose to mute them. This is a war of patience and will." Cathar's eyes narrowed. "And in this silence, we wait. For the moment, Earth's fire blazes again." Back on Earth, Commander Reyes stared at the same transmission, a silent smile playing on her lips. "Let them wait," she said softly. "The silence is ours to command. The fire will come, but only when we choose." The gates remained shut. The stars were quiet, and Earth was listening. The glow of Earth's cities was a faint pulse beneath the thick atmosphere, but deep underground. In the fortified complex, Lieutenant Mira Davin adjusted the cloaking array controls, watching the energy levels stabilize. The nanotech shield enveloping the planet's surface hummed softly, imperceptible to any external sensor. "Cloaking at full operational capacity," she reported. "The gates may be shut, but we are still invisible to their prying eyes." "Commander." Reyes nodded from her seat, eyes sharp. "Good. They think Earth is dark and silent, but we are not blind. Every wave, every whisper from their fleets we intercept." A holographic map illuminated the room, pinpointing flickers of alien activity near the outer solar boundary. "Ships repositioning near the asteroid belts," Mira continued. "Likely reconnaissance, testing the gates lockdown." "Then we must be ready to respond," Reyes said. "Deploy the EMP drones on standby. Any unauthorized approach triggers immediate neutralization." Dr. Malik stepped forward, voice calm but urgent. "Our nanotech mesh isn't just a shield. It can disrupt electronic warfare and scramble AI targeting systems, even the most advanced. Starship tech falters inside our perimeter. Let them try to breach," Reyes said, a dangerous glint in her eyes. "Earth isn't hiding behind silence. It's sharpening its knives." Outside, the stars remained quiet, watchful and waiting. Inside, Earth's heart beat steadily. Cloaked and armed, the gates were shut, but Earth's war was only just beginning. Deep within the vast expanse of the Kelnara sector, Admiral Voss paced the command bridge of the Stellar Dominion, frustration and disbelief etched on his angular face. The dead gates of Earth blinked ominously on the holomap, a black void swallowing every attempt at communication. "This silence," Voss growled. "It's not just stubbornness. It's a message, one we've been blind to until now. His." Second in command, Captain Sierra, leaned in. "Our supply lines are faltering. The colonies dependent on Earth's technology, and trade are restless, riots breaking out on Morvain and Kelus." Voss slammed a fist on the console. "We underestimated Earth. Their Deathworld mindset, their sacrifices, they've transformed. From the galaxy's crossroads into an impenetrable fortress, sensors chimed. Unregistered vessel detected near the gate perimeter. Deploy interceptors," Voss ordered, voice sharp. "If they're testing our resolve, we'll show them the cost of silence." The screen flickered to reveal a small stealth craft cloaked in adaptive nanoshielding, a Terran prototype designed for swift surgical strikes. Sierra's eyes widened. "It's them, the silent hunters." Voss's expression hardened. "The galaxy thought Earth was primitive, but they've been hiding their claws all along." A brief silence settled over the bridge. Voss spoke quietly. "We're no longer dealing with a locked door. We're facing a beast behind it, quiet, deadly, and patient." Outside, the stars held their breath. Inside, the war for silence deepened. "Commander." Reyes stood in the dim glow of the war room, fingers tracing the lines of the holographic map of the solar system. Every locked gate, every silent star was a reminder of the fragile peace they had shattered. "Intel reports show rising tensions across the colonies," Dr. Malik said, voice heavy with concern. "Without Earth's trade and technology, systems are fracturing. Some factions are already mobilizing. Reyes nodded, eyes steely. Good. Let them know the cost of dependence. Lieutenant Chen approached, hands clasped behind his back. There's chatter of a coalition forming, alien races uniting to force the gates open. They don't understand what we've become. Then, we'll show them, Reyes said coldly. Deploy the EMP drones to critical sectors. Cloak the surveillance networks with nanotech interference. They won't breach us easily. Malik glanced at her, hesitant. Are we prepared for war, Commander? This silence, it's a double-edged sword. She turned, the weight of command settling on her shoulders. Earth shut its gates to protect itself. The stars went quiet because they chose to listen and to fear what comes next. Outside the bunker, the dark sky stretched endlessly. No stars flickered near Earth's orbit. The galaxy had fallen silent, and Earth was ready to ignite the fire hidden beneath the quiet. The cold metal walls of the Vigilant thrummed with tension as Lieutenant Chen monitored the shifting gravimetric readings. Every flicker of data was a whisper in the dark, signs that the galaxy was not idle. Commander, Chen said quietly, we've detected a pattern. Multiple fleets converging near the outer sectors, aligned but moving cautiously. Commander Reyes tightened her grip on the railing. A coalition forming. They think our silence signals weakness. Dr. Malik joined them, eyes shadowed by sleepless nights. They don't realize Earth's silence is a shield and a sword. Our nanotech arrays disrupt their communications and cloaking fields. They're blind to our full capabilities. The bridge lighting dimmed as an alert blared. Unauthorized vessel attempting gate breach. Deploy EMP drones, Reyes ordered. Let them taste silence. Outside the viewport, a ghostly pulse rippled through space. The nano-EMP unleashed. The intruder ship convulsed, engines faltering, systems dying. Chen exhaled. They'll think twice next time. Reyes's gaze hardened. This quiet isn't surrender. It's a warning. Earth shut its gates, the stars went quiet. But silence hides fire, Malik added softly. And when it ignites, Reyes said, we'll be ready. The hum of the Vigilance core thrummed steadily beneath the command deck, a low vibration felt in the bones. Outside the reinforced viewport, the blackness of space pressed in, deeper and emptier than anyone had dared to imagine in generations. The stars, once glittering beacons of connection and civilization, were muted now, like a great orchestra that had abruptly fallen. Silent, Commander Alana Reyes stood motionless, her eyes fixed on the void where the ancient Earth gates had once shimmered with life. The gates, once a symbol of humanity's interstellar welcome, their open arms to the galaxy, had now been sealed, silent as a tomb. Around her, the command deck was a hive of controlled urgency. Lieutenant Chen, ever the vigilant officer, monitored multiple consoles with practiced precision. His fingers danced over holographic interfaces, sifting through incoming sensor data with keen eyes. "Commander," Chen said, his voice tight but steady, "we're tracking multiple signatures approaching the outer edge of our defense perimeter. Small craft, stealth-modified, they're probing for weaknesses in the gate lockdown." Alana's jaw clenched. "Activate full nano-EMP coverage on Sector 9. Any unauthorized approach is to be neutralized immediately. The ship's AI confirmed." With a soft chime and a ripple of energy radiated outward, a carefully calibrated electromagnetic pulse that would disable enemy electronics without damaging the environment. It was a weapon forged from Earth's mastery of physics and nanotechnology, a signature tactic that many in the galaxy still did not fully comprehend. Dr. Malik, Earth's foremost specialist in gravimetric and quantum defense tech, approached. The commander with data tablets in hand, his expression grim. These stealth ships are using cloaking technologies that adapt to conventional sensors, But our nanotech shield disrupts even their adaptive systems, temporarily blinding them. The moment they try to slip past, we hit with EMPs, calibrated to their specific tech signature. It's surgical, Alana nodded. Good. We don't want an all-out war, but we're ready if it comes to that. Chen's brow furrowed. Commander, the Coalition's fleets are moving faster now. They've begun coordinating across multiple Earth sectors. It looks like the outer rim systems are rallying under a unified banner. Alana's gaze didn't waver from the void. So they've finally realized silence isn't weakness. It's a wall, and behind that wall is a fire they cannot see yet. A tense quiet settled over the bridge. Every officer knew what this meant. The galaxy had begun to respond to Earth's unprecedented act of shutting its gates. The consequences were unfolding rapidly. Thousands of kilometers below the surface, in the underground labyrinth of Earth's Defense Command, a different kind of war was waged. Here, in the sterile glow of countless monitors and cybernetic interfaces, Lieutenant Mira Davin led a team of nanotech engineers in maintaining the invisible shield that cloaked the planet. Cloaking field integrity at 97%, Mira reported. Nanobot swarms are patching microfractures caused by natural space weathering. The shield will hold. Her fingers hovered over a control panel as a sudden alert blinked. Red, she froze. Commander, we've detected an unusual gravimetric fluctuation near the moon's dark side, the chief engineer said. Unknown origin, possibly an advanced probe. Mira's eyes narrowed. Prepare the EMP grid. If it's an unauthorized ship, we will not hesitate. Alana's voice crackled through the comlink, calm but resolute. This is Commander Reyes. All units stand ready. The galaxy thinks Earth is isolated, vulnerable. Let them test us. They'll find only silence and consequences. Back aboard the Vigilant, the holographic map pulsed with incoming data. Sensors tracked movement across multiple fronts. Alien fleets gathering, silent shadows weaving through space lanes, and mysterious energy signatures flickering near the edges of known territories. Lieutenant Chen swiped through the reports, voice low. Intelligence confirms rebel factions within the Coalition. Not all agree on whether to force the gates open. Some fear Earth's technology, particularly those gravimetric disruptors and the nano-EMP arrays. Alana's eyes flickered with understanding. They fear us. That fear is their weakness. Dr. Malik stepped forward, pointing to a cluster of readings. Look here. Clusters of gravitational distortions near the former gate nodes. Someone's attempting to create artificial wormholes. It's risky, unstable tech. Desperate, even reckless. Alana folded her arms. They're grasping at straws. If they try to circumvent Earth's defenses with experimental wormholes, it'll destabilize sectors for light years, a price they may not be willing to pay. Chen's voice dropped, haunted. If the Coalition is willing to risk that, how far will they go to break the silence? Far beyond the vigilant sensors, in the war councils of the Andari and Threx dominions, the mood was grim. Councillor Zalrell's voice was sharp, cutting through the smoky chamber. Earth's silence is a declaration. They are no longer a gateway, but a fortress. Their technology, cloaking, EMPs, gravimetric disruptors, has redefined the rules of engagement. Elder Marnzek paced restlessly. Their Deathworld tactics, sacrifices, we cannot fathom, have made them an impenetrable force. We misjudged their resolve. A younger envoy asked, voice trembling, what do we do? Force the gates open and risk planetary annihilation? Or wait and face a rising enemy we cannot control? Zalrell's eyes glittered with grim determination. We prepare for war, but we also listen to the silence, because in that void lies their true strength. Back on Earth, Alana Reyes stood alone on a high ridge overlooking the city's glowing horizon, the night sky devoid of stars above. Her comm unit crackled faintly. She pressed the device to her lips and spoke softly. words meant for no one but the empty cosmos. We closed our gates to protect our future. The galaxy will learn what silence means. Not absence, but power. We are not the weaklings they believed us to be. We are the storm beneath the quiet. She turned, the weight of command heavy but resolute. The stars had gone quiet, but Earth was listening, and when the fire came, it would burn brighter than all the galaxies combined. The cold hum of the subterranean command center was punctuated only by the rhythmic tapping of keys and the occasional alert beep. Deep beneath Earth's surface, the nerve center of humanity's last line of defense buzzed with relentless vigilance. Outside, the gates remained sealed, impenetrable barriers against the galaxy's persistent demands and probes. Lieutenant Mira Davin sat at the core console, eyes scanning a flood of data streams. The nanobot swarms that cloaked Earth's surface shimmered faintly on her displays, their delicate balance maintained by constant recalibration. The shield wasn't just a passive cloak, it was a living defense, an adaptive mesh of quantum threads woven from Earth's deepest scientific breakthroughs. Energy flux rising near Sector 14, her comm crackled. Unidentified vessel detected. Cloaking signature faint but present. Mira's fingers flew over the controls. Deploying nano-EMP drones. Prepare for interception. Commander Reyes, situation update, came the call from the bridge. Alana Reyes's voice was calm, but edged with steel. We anticipated this. Hold the line. The Coalition believes silence means fear. We'll prove them wrong. The approaching vessel was a ghost among shadows, a sleek craft designed for stealth and speed, its hull coated with adaptive nanomaterials that distorted light and sensors alike. It skirted the edges of Earth's defense perimeter, probing for weaknesses. Lieutenant Chen watched the readouts with grim focus. They think the gates are a prison, but they don't see the fortress beneath. As the ship breached the outer sensor bubble, the Vigilant unleashed its nano-EMP swarm. Invisible clouds of nanobots raced through space, swarming over the intruder's hull, disrupting power conduits and communication arrays. On board the alien ship, alarms blared. A sudden cascade of system failures as cloaking flickered and engines sputtered. "Report!" the pilot barked. "We're caught in an EMP field. Systems failing." Back on Earth, Mira's voice rang out, "Nano-EMP grid engaged, disabling enemy electronics." The intruder shuddered, losing velocity. It attempted an emergency warp, but the nanotech interference scrambled its navigation systems. "Abandon mission," the pilot growled. "Retreat!" In the shadowed halls of the Coalition's War Council, panic flickered like wildfire. Admiral Voss slammed his fist against the command console, the blue glow reflecting off his rigid features. "We've lost another probe to Earth's defenses," he growled. "Their technology is beyond anything we imagined. The gates are more than sealed. They're a death trap." Captain Sierra's voice trembled slightly. "Our fleets can't operate blind. If Earth controls gravimetric distortions and nano-EMP warfare, we are sailing blind into storms we cannot see." Voss paced. "We underestimated the Deathworld mentality, Earth's brutal resolve to survive. This isn't just defense, it's a message they will not be pushed or bargained with." A junior officer interjected, "Admiral, some factions propose direct assault. Break the gates by force." Voss shook his head. "That risks destabilizing entire sectors. If we destroy the gates, we might fracture the solar system's gravitational balance. Earth knows this too. They are holding not just the gates, but the fate of nearby star lanes." Back on Earth, Commander Reyes convened a strategic briefing in the war room, a cavernous chamber lined with glowing panels and holograms. The tension was palpable. Dr. Malik pointed to the swirling graphics. "Our nanotech mesh and gravimetric shields aren't just for defense. They actively scramble enemy targeting and sensor arrays. Combined with EMP drones, it creates a layered fortress," Lieutenant Chen added. Our sensors are blind to their ships, but theirs are blind to us. They can't pinpoint Earth's defenses accurately. Reyes paced, eyes sharp. The galaxy expects us to weaken under isolation, but Earth thrives in the silence. The Death World protocols, they think it's barbaric. It's survival. A comm alert interrupted. Mira's voice came over, tense but steady. Commander, new gravimetric spike near the moon's dark side. Possibly another probe or weapon test. Reyes's gaze hardened. Prepare countermeasures. Deploy nano-EMP drones immediately. Outside, above the planet's surface, the dark expanse of the moon bore silent witness to the invisible war unfolding. A shimmering wave of nanotech swarmed across its shadowed plains, an invisible tide of Earth's will. On the approaching alien probe, systems flickered violently. Gravimetric sensors failed, navigation corrupted. Signal lost, the pilot cursed. They're erasing us from the stars. In the Coalition's council chambers, Zalrell's voice was a whisper of dread. Earth's silence is no longer ignorance. It's will. They have weaponized silence itself. Elderman Zek nodded grimly. And we face an enemy that thrives in darkness. The stars have gone quiet because Earth has made them so. Deep in her quarters, Alana Reyes finally allowed herself a moment of quiet. She gazed at a holographic projection of the solar system, gates sealed, stars dimmed around Earth's orbit. She whispered to the void, "We did not shut the gates to hide. We shut them to protect. The galaxy may wait in silence, but Earth will endure." Her eyes glinted with fierce determination, and when the fire rises, they will see the strength beneath the quiet. Above the planet, the stars shimmered. Faintly, their usual chatter muted into a haunting stillness. Earth's gates were shut. The stars had gone quiet, but the silence was not empty. It was the calm before the storm. The Vigilant drifted silently at the edge of Earth's orbital defense ring. The stars around them, once so vibrant and humming with cosmic chatter, now blinked, with an eerie stillness, as if the galaxy itself was holding its breath. Commander Alana Reyes stood on the bridge, her eyes scanning the empty void beyond the shield. "Commander," Lieutenant Chen said, voice barely above a whisper, "we've detected movement. Not just probes or scouts, whole fleets. The Coalition has decided." Alana's jaw tightened. "They're coming for a final push." Dr. Malik joined them, carrying a data tablet etched with gravimetric readings and energy fluctuations. "They've massed warships at the edge of our cloak field, attempting to break through with brute force and experimental tech." She turned, her voice steady. "We've prepared for this. The gates are sealed, but Earth is no longer just defending, it's ready to strike." Outside, the silent stars flickered as colossal warships emerged from the darkness. They moved like predators, sleek and deadly, their engines humming with barely contained power. But Earth's defenses did not flinch. From hidden orbital arrays, swarms of nano-EMP drones surged like a swarm of invisible bees. They spread in a shimmering cloud, dissolving cloaking fields and scrambling sensors. Enemy ships erupted in flashes. As systems failed, weapons went dark, and navigation was lost to chaos. EMP deployment successful, Chen reported. Multiple enemy vessels disabled or drifting, but the Coalition's forces pressed on, desperate to crack the silence. They unleashed gravimetric disruptors designed to tear the very fabric of space near Earth's shields. The ship rocked violently, shields holding at 70%. Malik reported urgently. "Gravitational distortions increasing. We need to recalibrate or risk catastrophic failure." Alana barked orders. "Focus all power to gravimetric dampeners. Divert energy from non-essential systems. We will not let the gates be forced open." The bridge lights flickered as energy was rerouted, the crew moving with tense efficiency. Far below, in the planetary command center, Lieutenant Mira Davin worked feverishly, coordinating the nanotech swarms weaving through Earth's magnetic field. We're stabilizing the gravimetric fluctuations, but only barely, she said. If they push harder, the whole system could collapse. The Deathworld protocols are holding, barely. A comm alert interrupted. Commander Reyes, urgent transmission from the Coalition flagship. They want to parley. Alana hesitated, then nodded. Put it through. The screen flickered to life, showing Admiral Voss's stern visage. His expression was unreadable, but tinged with exhaustion. Commander Reyes, Voss said, voice low, this stalemate benefits no one. We underestimated Earth's resilience and your willingness to sacrifice everything. We propose a ceasefire. Alana's eyes narrowed. You come after trying to break our gates, threaten our home, and now you seek peace. Voss's gaze was steady. We don't want annihilation. The galaxy has lost too much, but your silence has forced our hand. We cannot break through your walls without destroying ourselves. A long pause. Then Alana spoke, calm but resolute. Earth shut its gates to protect its future. The stars went quiet because they chose to listen. This silence is not weakness. It's a warning. If you seek peace, she continued, then you must understand. Earth will never be a doorway to exploitation or subjugation again. We choose who enters and who we trust. If that means isolation, so be it. Voss nodded slowly, a grim acceptance in his eyes. Then let us find new ways, without war. The transmission ended, leaving the bridge bathed in silence. It was heavier than any battle noise. Chen broke the quiet. You think they will honor it? Alana met his gaze. For now. They fear what they don't understand. Dr. Malik smiled faintly. They underestimated the Deathworld spirit of humanity, our capacity to endure, to sacrifice everything for survival. Alana turned to the viewport. The stars, once vibrant with life, had dimmed, but Earth was still here, alive, unyielding. We didn't shut the gates to hide, she whispered. We shut them to protect what matters. The planet below pulsed softly with life. A blue-green beacon of tenacity in the dark. Months passed. The galaxy adjusted to the new reality. The coalition fractured, some factions retreating into isolation, others seeking cautious alliances under Earth's terms. On Earth, technology advanced in secret. Cloaking fields improved, gravimetric shields strengthened, nanotech swarms multiplied. The planet became a fortress without equal, a symbol of silent strength. In a quiet chamber deep in the heart of the planet, Alana Reyes stood before a small memorial wall. Names of those who had sacrificed, soldiers and scientists alike, glowed. Softly, she traced a finger along the names. We are not the gateway anymore, she said softly. We are the gatekeepers, and our silence will speak louder than any war. Above the planet, the stars slowly brightened once more, not with reckless chatter, but with cautious respect. The galaxy had learned. Earth was no longer a door to be bargained for, or a prize to be claimed. It was a force, a sentinel, watching, silently burning with a fire unseen but never forgotten. The silence was not emptiness, it was power, and Earth, finally, was ready to shape the future on its own terms.